Activist.
Activist.
Should have seen him in the old days when he was a real activist.
You were the activist.
An activist, a gay activist, makes himself a target for someone who is insecure.
We understand you're having problems choosing whether to do the work of God or the work of a political activist.
You've become an angry, manic-depressive activist.
激进主义分子
Actuate.
Actuate.
Allison, actuate countermeasures.
I'm always looking for ways to actuate the senses.
The missile guidance system won't actuate at this range. It should by virtue guide and actuate the whole.
开动
Acuity.
Acuity.
You keep still because you think that maybe his visual acuity is based on movement, like T-Rex.
Key to mental acuity and long life.
Their acuity is so strong that from the top of an 8-story building, they can pick out a single ant crawling on the sidewalk below.
With hand-eye coordination unique to a very specific cognitive acuity.
Your acuity is actually improved since your last prescription.
尖锐
Acumen.
Acumen.
Agents, darling, throw me with your acumen.
Not by any great legal acumen on the part of the opposition, I might add.
But since when has her business acumen got anything to do with what I fucking do?
Certainly isn't for your acumen.
It takes a kind of toughness, a certain acumen that you simply don't have.
敏锐
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture has many medicinal qualities.
Acupuncture treatment in Beijing, China, right?
I just heard from the doctor, and we don't know if it's the acupuncture or all of the herbs that I've been taking, or maybe...
I thought you said acupuncture would make me feel better.
May I suggest acupuncture?
针刺施以针灸
Adamant.
Adamant.
I just gotta say, Mr. Rosenfeld, that Lady Edith was very adamant that you were top notch. And
I mean, I'd love to stay, but he's more adamant to get back than I am.
Rick is quite adamant that his replacement be a person of color.
This is Nenu, the Ring of Adamant.
Well, I'm afraid Lord Cordler was adamant about purchasing this particular item.
坚硬的东西非常坚硬的
Adaptability.
Adaptability.
However, given your adaptability and your great capacity for learning, we are certain that you will achieve your goal with ease.
It's about adaptability, Nathan.
That earns you adaptability.
Which told our medical scientists of their superb adaptability to their upcoming flight.
Startling adaptability to my brother's possible demise sends a chill through my heart.
适应性
Adapter.
Adapter.
Do you need an adapter?
Oh, you have a dual headphone adapter.
Second, I'm gonna buy a dual headphone adapter and watch movies with her the whole time.
Okay. Well, I got a dual headphone adapter if you want to watch a movie.
would you have an adapter?
适应者
Addendum.
Addendum.
And with all due respect, gentlemen, may I call your attention to Addendum B?
Once I sequenced them all, I approached my superiors with an addendum.
There's an addendum on the back.
When Mr. Van Orton boards his plane on the morrow, he will have every agreement and addendum, the complete closing package, flawlessly revised.
You'll see that in the addendum, but he won't be the bank's exclusive loan officer any longer.
补遗
Addict.
Addict.
Alcohol and drugs were beginning to bare their teeth now, and like a good alcoholic and drug addict, I ignored and denied.
Confirmed ghost story and horror film addict.
I'm an addict.
It's a coke addict, not a crack addict.
Yeah, I'm a sex addict, not a sex offender.
使沉溺入迷的人
Addiction.
Addiction.
And the New York Times says that addiction is genetic. It actually helped me break my screen addiction.
Becomes an addiction.
Who feels like they have lost you to your gambling addiction? I just have an addiction.
入迷
Addictive.
Addictive.
And they're cool and available and addictive.
I've taken the liberty of eradicating any potentially prejudicial conditions. Premature baldness, myopia, alcoholism, and addictive susceptibility.
If it turns out that you enjoy killing, it can become very addictive.
Less addictive that way.
To this day, she denies the fact that she has an addictive personality.
上瘾的
Adjourn.
Adjourn.
Bylaws say no meeting can adjourn if a member wants to speak his or her mind.
I'm going to adjourn this trial until 9 a.m.
In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy?
Shall we adjourn?
We will adjourn until 1000, 3 weeks from today, at which time this general court-martial will reconvene.
休会使终止
Adjudicate.
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 And adjudicate.
But my job is to adjudicate the laws of the state of California.
He said adjudicate, and that can mean a lot of things.
Well, then why don't we go and adjudicate this matter in chambers, as they say, and
判决
Adjunct.
Adjunct.
Adjunct faculty.
And every single one of you stands here as an adjunct to my vision.
Harry Phineas Block, adjunct professor of geology.
it's just most of the time I feel like a reasonable adjunct to his getting ahead.
So I've been an adjunct professor for going on 4 years now, but I'm hoping this whole alien brouhaha will net me an honorary doctorate somewhere.
附属物附属的
Adjutant.
Adjutant.
I'm Colonel Henderson, Colonel Broderick's adjutant.
Major Berkelder, my adjutant.
Oh, this is my Royal Adjutant, General Benson.
You'll be an adjutant running messages for General Grant.
Your adjutant was found unconscious in his home 10 minutes ago.
助手
Administrate.
Administrate.
Failure to administrate backup records?
Go administrate me a sandwich and leave us alone to talk.
Raul to administrate that part. Raul can totally administrate that part.
We're only here to advise and help administrate it.
管理
Administrator.
Administrator.
And knowing that your school administrator could see that, and like people at the district could see that.
Kimberly, the new hospital administrator.
I'm the administrator of this facility.
One mine already closed, Mars Administrator Velos Cohagen vowed that troops would be used if necessary to keep production at full capacity.
Your treatment of patients is non-existent because you're not a doctor, you're an administrator.
管理人
Admiralty.
Admiralty.
First Lord of the Admiralty, Mr. Winston Churchill.
It's from the Admiralty, sir.
That's all the Admiralty needs to hear for a modified rendezvous point.
And instead of driving to the Admiralty, we should go to a meadow outside Berlin where a plane is waiting.
We need your help to keep this a secret from Admiralty, Army, RA.
海军上将的地位
Admirer.
Admirer.
For those fortunate enough to have an admirer this year, secret or otherwise.
I figured you must be an admirer.
I'm a great admirer of your work.
I'm a huge admirer.
Sounds like you got a secret admirer, John.
钦佩者
Admissible.
Admissible.
DOJ says they don't have enough admissible evidence to convict anyone.
It was a perfectly admissible argument that Howard Beale advanced in the days that followed.
Let a judge decide what's admissible.
Now, when the FBI pointed out that such information wouldn't be admissible in court, Pash made it clear he had no intention of leaving any witness left to prosecute.
Check was amazing, but she still said it was admissible.
可进入的
Adobe.
Adobe.
Adobe Flat.
Adobe.
I used Adobe Premiere.
What were you looking for in Adobe Flat?
Maybe it'll be one of those Spanish Adobe houses down Coral Gate.
风干土坯
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
I can't tell you what a rush it is to have this adrenaline pouring through me.
I live on the adrenaline of skincare product development.
McIntyre is still feeding off the momentum and the adrenaline here tonight.
The adrenaline gets pumping. Oftentimes, a superstar can fight through anything.
You're giving her an injection of adrenaline straight to her heart, but she's got a breastplate.
肾上腺素
Adrift.
Adrift.
Against thou shalt awake. Shall Romeo by my letters know adrift? And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking.
First thing I remember is flickering, adrift in the cosmos, utterly.
We all thought she'd be the first to walk down the aisle, and now she's totally adrift.
Take people at their most fragile, and we set them adrift.
Well, mes enfants, you are like me adrift in Berlin.
漂流的，漂浮着的。
Adulation.
Adulation.
He was more than adulation.
It was jealousy that The Miz had because of all the adulation that Rey Mysterio receives from the WWE Universe.
The adulation of heroes.
Yes, adulation is across the bear.
You're sitting back enjoying the adulation of all these kids.
谄媚。
Adulterate.
Adulterate.
Adulterated loathing.
That incestuous, that adulterate beast.
An incestuous, that adulterate beast with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts. Wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce.
That adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wits, with traitorous gifts.
Oh. You're allowing the devil to begin to adulterate that which God has made beautiful.
掺杂，掺假的。
Adulthood.
Adulthood.
And it doesn't get much better into the many decades of your adulthood.
He's really positioned here as a character who symbolically crosses the barriers between adulthood and childhood.
Okay, well, we'll perform your birthday ceremony later, and you'll be ready for adulthood and its gauntlet of challenges.
Shopping days left until adultery's adulthood, which is to say Christmas as in Yule log.
Your parents don't want you to achieve adulthood.
成年。
Advent.
Advent.
But since the advent of nuclear weapons, the United States does not start fights.
Retaining my balloon against the advent of a quick getaway.
The advent of the nuclear age may have accelerated the mutation process.
The advent of twin sons to the Duke was a terrible blow.
The position of the judge in Germany prior to the advent of Adolf Hitler.
来到。
Adversarial.
Adversarial.
I don't know that I want to adopt an adversarial position toward the company.
I happen to believe in this adversarial system of justice of ours.
I just don't understand why you're so adversarial.
Well, it's adversarial.
You know, it's so much better than getting caught up in that adversarial mindset.
敌手的。
Advocacy.
Advocacy.
And I don't know of any serious advocacy group that won't think twice about asking us to represent them.
Those of you attending the racial advocacy workshop on Wednesday, assume it's on unless you hear otherwise.
We're looking for a competitive, preemptive figure which will act as a deterrent to other advocacy groups which we may be inclined to go. Well, first rule of advocacy, don't be funnier than the judge. Yes.
You can't limit my advocacy just because it works.
拥护。
Aeration.
Aeration.
Always remember, aeration is the soul of cultivation.
Continuing aeration.
Otello, continue aeration.
Now, we had a bad experience with aeration in Massachusetts.
That is a lack of aeration in the blood.
通风。
Aerobic.
Aerobic.
Apart from chasing some guy down, breaking his legs, beating his face to a bloody pulp, you don't get a lot of aerobic exercise.
But at the end of the day, no one's hurt, and it's a great aerobic workout.
If I had to keep going down, I'd lose the whole aerobic benefit.
Hey, Bridget, this is how I stay in the aerobic zone.
With the frequency she does it, the poor child must think that binging and purging are aerobic exercise.
需氧的。
Aerobics.
Aerobics.
I could do aerobics over here and you wouldn't feel it.
I teach an aerobics class.
I'm actually a world-renowned aerobics instructor.
She's an aerobics teacher.
We have high-impact double-step speed aerobics in an hour, and she forgot her outfit.
有氧运动法。
Aeronautics.
Aeronautics.
As in Anderson Farms, Anderson Aeronautics.
Crawford Aeronautics.
Look, he owns Pan Am. He owns Congress. He owns the Civil Aeronautics Board, but he does not own the sky.
NASA.
the agency of the United States government responsible for the nation's civilian space program and for aeronautics and aerospace research.
The Civil Aeronautics Board has grounded the whole fleet.
航空学
Aerospace.
Aerospace.
Norman, the general gave the go-ahead to Quest Aerospace to build a prototype of their exoskeleton design.
North American Aerospace Defense Command radar has just picked up an unknown flying object in the night sky.
We believe that the Vinciguerra Shipping and Aerospace Company in Rome, where Miss Terra's uncle Rudy is a senior executive,
as Quest Aerospace is recapitalizing in the wake of the bombing.
航天空间
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
I created you lot as merely an aesthetic experiment.
It was quite aesthetic, really.
I'm not a big fan of the winter aesthetic.
Photography is interesting because, it's a new art form and a set of aesthetic criteria have not emerged yet.
The language they speak is aesthetic, but the stories they tell are visceral.
美学的
Affable.
Affable.
And since she was always a very affable young lady, I made free to wish her joy.
Be nice, affable, pleasant.
Be on your way, Affable.
I never met a soul more affable than you, but you're faster than a kid.
Kind of, nice and affable, and he'll maybe take you for ice cream, maybe he'll read to you.
和蔼可亲的
Affidavit.
Affidavit.
Dr. Lecter, I brought an affidavit guaranteeing your new rights.
I had to read everything to him, the probable cause affidavit, the arrest reports, everything.
Listen, I need you to sign this affidavit that we never received that memo from Coastal Motor.
That we obtain a sworn affidavit from employees confirming that they understand the reasons for their forced separation from the company.
Your sworn affidavit that you murdered on the orders of Michael Corleone.
宣誓书
Affiliation.
Affiliation.
I notice you have no tattoos, so I'm assuming no gang affiliation.
Name? Frank? And press affiliation.
Small-time perps, junkies, no gang affiliation.
This witness's political affiliation has nothing to do with the testimony.
What was your name and affiliation?
联系
Affinity.
Affinity.
Already made affinity of those at scout camp.
But we well know that the reason most of us are here is because of our affinity for disobedience.
I do have an affinity for shiny things.
I have this affinity for beachfront property.
It's just nice to meet another human who shares my affinity for elf culture.
吸引
Afflict.
Afflict.
And leaves the will to desperate undertakings as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures.
It is a newspaper's duty to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable.
Mr. Brady, it's the duty of a newspaper to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable.
Sent by the devil did sorely afflict the charcoal burners.
We will afflict the emperor and his pride.
使苦恼
Afflicting.
Afflicting.
But when we remind ourselves of the frightful cruelties and tyrannies with which the German armies are now afflicting almost all Europe.
It's the same disease that's afflicting Bose.
No, I can't say I truly believe in what's afflicting you, but I think you believe.
NORAD's calling it an X-out, but there's a conflicting report.
She's deliberately afflicting mankind with the jitters.
痛苦的
Affluence.
Affluence.
That was pure affluence.
Well, with age comes affluence.
What do you think of that word, affluence?
Your affluence are numbered.
富裕
Affluent.
Affluent.
What is one of the quieter, I think, frankly, more upscale and affluent neighborhoods, I think, in the whole valley.
Apparently, he's been missing for 6 months in some affluent suburb.
The disenchantment with our society, the divisions, whether it's between blacks and whites, between the poor and the more affluent, or between age groups, or in the war in Vietnam. The disenchantment with our society, the divisions, whether it's between blacks and whites, between the poor and the more affluent.
You're from Connecticut, one of the most affluent, comfortable, safe places in the world.
丰富的支流
Affordability.
Affordability.
Affordability and disposability.
And affordability.
Availability, affordability, affability.
It all came down to affordability and keeping the monsters comfortable.
It's a matter of affordability.
支付能力
Affront.
Affront.
Do you know what an affront is, Zelda?
I know that historically news divisions are expected to lose money, but to our minds this philosophy is a wanton fiscal affront to be resolutely resisted.
Proposition 6 is an affront to human rights, an invasion of the state into the private lives of California citizens.
Rome is an affront to God. The thing we keep in there is an affront.
公开侮辱
A field.
A field.
And I shall have breakfasted before you're afield.
I shall be afield before you are up.
I shall be afield before you're up.
Loki's mind is far afield.
We are casting our net further afield tonight, Doctor.
离开着
Afterlife.
Afterlife.
For entering the afterlife.
Not believing in the afterlife is like not believing in astrology.
Welcome to the afterlife. What's all this about doubting a lifelong belief in the afterlife because of a psychedelic cactus you just ate?
You need to know that David and I are going to be together in the afterlife.
来世
Aftermath.
Aftermath.
Aftermath of the no.
He told her that he had no real memory of the shooting and its aftermath.
In the grim economics of the aftermath, there are two harsh realities.
See, Susan went whatever way she did for that poor son of a bitch whose body you took, and everything else since has been aftermath.
And you can get a bucket and a mop for the aftermath.
结果
Afterthought.
Afterthought.
History's fucking afterthought!
I'm torn because the Rice murder was clearly an afterthought, but I'd love to pursue it a little more.
It feels like an ever so slightly insulting afterthought.
It's because I'm nothing but an afterthought to you.
One day you're an asset, and next you're a fucking afterthought.
事后的想法